Okay, folks, this is Lavoska Barton, Executive Director of Sales and Marketing with Blue Telcom, a division of BTI Solutions. And I'd like to welcome you to our first webinar. And we appreciate you all joining. Um, we have an interesting webinar in store for you today. We will focus on introducing Blue Telcom and our products, but most of the webinar will be devoted to our co-hosting partner, Enatel, and Richard Moore will be sharing with you the DC Express program that they have. Our focus will be on performing webinars once a month. We will highlight all of our products during the year, as well as issues of interest that are happening within the industry. So we appreciate you all joining and being with us today. Just a reminder, all of you are in listen-only mode during this program. If you have a question, you can send it in chat, or feel free to send me an email, and we can get your questions or issues addressed. So I'll get us started here. As I mentioned, I'm Lavoska Barton with Enatel. Richard Moore, who is the Global Product Manager, will be joining us here shortly, and will share with us their product line. Just a little bit about BTI Solutions. BTI was founded in 2007. It has evolved into several areas: mobile device testing, network maintenance and deployment, connected car testing, supply chain and logistics. But most recently, we added a new line, product distribution of advanced technology products. I am a part of that organization along with Shane Lee, and we are involved in providing those products to customers. So just to share with you our product lineup, we've got a number of products, DC power and energy management systems. Involved in those products are hybrid solutions as well for rural and off-grid applications, primarily focused on the 48 volt, but involved in hybrid systems as well. Inverters and distribution panels as well. We also, in partnership with Vertiv, we also sell their GTX UPS series. So if you're looking for a UPS, we have those available. We're also involved in small cell systems for use in 5G and broadband deployment, enclosures, batteries, battery monitoring systems. We're partnering with Phoenix Broadband and looking forward to that presentation. But we're also involved in selling full duplex radio communication systems. And we'll get into those in another webinar as well. So that's our current product line. We continually look for advanced technology products to add as the information and communications technology industry expands. So with that, I'd like to introduce to you Richard Moore. As mentioned, Richard is with Enatel. And Richard, if you could join us and speak up, we'll get started.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, Lavoska and the rest of the group. I trust you can hear me okay.
Yes.
Great, perfect.
You're good.
That's wonderful. Thank you for the introduction and for the opportunity to be part of your webinar today. It's certainly very exciting for us here. As I said, my name is Richard Moore, Global Product Manager for Enatel. I've been in the industry for, well, a long time now, over 25 years, working in the past for companies such as Ericsson, based out of the UK and Europe, and having recently returned to New Zealand, now working for Enatel. So I have a lot of exposure to telcos in Europe, Asia Pacific, and the United States as well too. So hopefully bring a good spectrum of knowledge to the discussion. So our DC Express program is essentially, as the name suggests, it's a program that we were trying to be able to bring products to market very quickly. In sort of this current time we see ourselves in, when supply chains are quite uncertain and with a lot of challenges around the world, we really wanted to adapt to the situation to help our partners, our customers, meet this challenge and this need. And as I'll explain through this presentation, what that actually means for our product offering and how we're servicing our customers. Next slide, please. Okay, so the structure of the presentation is, I'll talk first importantly about the purpose of this program and build on what I've just said there. I'll go a little bit into some of the products that we've brought into the program, and this is a continuing program, so this is what we have introduced at the moment, but we intend to bring more products into this program over time. Some discussions around stocking and ordering options. Some key dates. Well, essentially this program is live now. When we first introduced it last year, it was an emerging program, but this is fully live at this time. Naturally, we have a selection of supporting material and resources online to support our customers to understand this program. And of course, it doesn't stand alone, so we have some key contacts. So in addition to Lavoska and the team, we have obviously a support organisation here at Enatel to assist our partners in these programs. And I'll talk a bit at the end about some of the future products we'll be bringing into the program as well. Okay, next. So essentially, Enatel, together with Blue Telcom, brings forward this DC Express program. And as I mentioned, it's a lot about addressing these challenging supply chain issues we see in the market at the moment. So we do this through simplifying our core offering. So we try to structure what we think is absolutely essential for our customers and our partners. And by doing this, we can really drastically bring down our product lead times. And we think that's a real differential in the market at the moment. This also helps provide opportunity for some partners and customers to perform customization in the market. And this can help reduce overall the number of SKUs for everyone concerned. And as I mentioned a few times, this is really to try and buffer the challenges around supply chain here at Enatel, and our customers and partners are basically buffered from that. And next. So let's just talk about Enatel's portfolio first, and this helps set the scene what DC Express is about. So broadly speaking, we offer a range of DC power systems from voltages such as 24 volt all the way up to 380 volt. This is voltages in and out of the system, so we offer a range of AC to DC rectifiers to support that in the systems, but importantly, a whole suite of DC to DC converters. So this allows us to build systems that are just plain 48 volt systems, but also multi-voltage systems, where a power plant could offer a base 48 volt supply with a 24 volt output, and even also 110 volt output as well. And this means that we can offer everything from an end node on the left hand side, so this is small fiber nodes, small radio base stations, small customer premises equipment, all the way through onto the right hand side there with our FlexiMax, which are systems that could be up to 3,750 amps per cabinet. So in between, we've got a range of products from our compact range, which is anything between 10 to 180 amps output. In the center there, we've got a Flexi compact range, which works from 80 amps up to 800 amps. And some products off to the side there, bottom left-hand corner, we've got our industrial compact. So this is where we provide systems with 110 volt DC output for applications involved in mining, some kind of emergency lighting options as well too. So as you can see in each of these products, we've got the ability to scale many of them. So the green color indicates the ability to scale, build from small levels of current or power output, all the way through to quite large configurations. And it also shows in blue the configuration zones where you can actually make some late point definition within the product. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so to make DC Express really focused and successful from the start, we really distilled it down and took the products we felt were most important first. So first of all, on the left-hand side, we took the micro compact range. So this is a product offering that delivers 35 to 53 amps typically from a small 1U 19-inch mounted system. And in the center there, we took two of our products from the Flexi range, the Flexi 1 and the Flexi 2. And these offer between 60 to 500 amps as a base offering from those two products. And we'll go into some more detail in a moment. And then there's the Flexi 3 in grey there, which is a future option for DC Express. It's a product we have today, but we haven't brought it into this program just yet. Just basically working through to see how the demand is, and we may bring that into the program as well. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so this slide starts to get into some really critical detail about the product. So if we look on the left-hand side, we've got the micro compact range. I mentioned currents before, but this is a system that delivers up to 2.5 kilowatts and a single 1U power system offering. We have two versions here. We call them one the PSX 120 and also the PSX 130. These are quite simple to understand in that the number in the middle there, the 2 and the 3, just indicates the number of rectifier positions. So we drill down through the core offering from these two products. Both are essentially a 1U 19-inch mounted system. The single phase AC fed. They both deliver 48 volt DC output. The PSX 120 with 2 rectifiers delivers 1.72 kilowatts, whereas the 3 rectifier solution is up to 2.58 kilowatts. The key difference there is in what the distribution can offer. So both have 2 circuit breaker positions for battery connection. The former offers up to 6 load outputs between 6 to 30 amps, and the PSX 130 has 4 load connections with breaker positions up to 30 amps. Both systems have a low voltage disconnect built into the system as well. And really the key part with all these systems is they all use our EM4X system controller in 2 formats. On the left-hand side with the micro compact, you can see it in the small LCD format, but with the Flexi 2 image on the right-hand side, it's got the large LCD, which is touchscreen. Both controllers are exactly the same in terms of their functionality. It's just purely the human-machine interface with the LCD that differs. So we move across to the Flexi offering. These systems can deliver anything up to 24 kilowatts in the Flexi 2. The Flexi 1 is a 4U high 19-inch mounted system with rectifier positions of up to 4 and the Flexi 2 is a 5U system with up to 8 rectifier positions. These systems can be single-phase fed, but more practically for most AC distribution networks, 3-phase is preferable. Both are 48-volt DC, and both systems have the same distribution units, so you have space for up to 12 load MCB positions up to 63 amp, and up to 4 battery MCBs up to 125 amps each. The Flexi 1 has a 300 amp LVD contactor, which is matched directly to the output power capacity of the system, and the Flexi 2 has a 500 amp LVD battery disconnect contactor. Okay, thank you, Lebowski. Next slide, please. So what we've done is to really try and simplify how this breaks down. If we look at the micro compact offering, we offer those two systems, the PSX 120 and the PSX 130, which we call blank systems. They don't have rectifiers fitted, and they don't have circuit breakers fitted as stock. Then you can add to that with the number of rectifiers you require, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, and that also depends on the type of system. The circuit breakers can then be chosen. These are plug-in breakers, and with the load we offer 2, 6, 10, 20, and 30 amp. And for the battery, it's exclusively a 30 amp circuit breaker for the battery connection. And the only other considerations is if any rectifier positions are unused, there's a metal blank panel just to fill that space. And the final line option there is assembly of the system with the breakers fitted. And this is what we talk about under our CTO or configure to order option, which I'll explain more in a moment. Okay, we move through to the Flexi system next. So the same format here, we can see the two systems at the top, the Flexi 1, which is the 12 kilowatt system, and the Flexi 2, the slightly bigger 5U 24 kilowatt system. Both can be paired with either a 2 kilowatt high efficiency rectifier, the RM2048, or a 3 kilowatt high efficiency rectifier. And that really is just a choice about the amount of load, the amount of battery recharge requirement there needs to be. And it might, in some instances, it might be more practical to use the smaller rectifier. The next decision to make is the circuit breakers. So for load, it's anything from 10, 20, 32, 40, 50, or 63 amp. And the battery MCB is exclusively a 125 amp MCB. So again, we have blank panels for filling in spaces where rectifiers are not fitted. And we have two options there. One is just a plain metal panel as per the micro compact. But we also have an option for what we call a dummy rectifier. So it looks like a rectifier to give the same cosmetic appearance, but it's purely just a blank panel for that. And the final line option there is just the configuration of that system. So the option for Enatel to build that up at our facility with circuit breakers fitted into the system under what we call a configure to order or CTO option. Okay, next slide, please. So this slide is intended to show the workflow and how this DC Express program runs. So there's two key options here, and if you drop down to the bottom of the screen, you can see what they both mean. First of all, we've got just ordering product parts only, so just components, or the configure to order option. So that's basically where Intel put the system together at our facility. So product parts only, what we talk about here is you would choose this option for in-market configurations and fastest lead time. So this might be where a partner in the market might choose to actually configure the product much closer to the end user, and that can have a really nice impact on lead time in the market. So some buffering in the market with late point definition done in the market. The configure to order option, as I explained, is where Enatel fits MCBs and tests the final system. So slightly longer lead time, but by no means long in the current climate. So the approach here is you approach Blue Telcom in the first, talk to them about your requirements, and then the next step is that options in terms of what the configuration needs can be managed through our DC Express mini site basically just breaks down specifically what the requirements are. Of course, we're humans here as well too, so there's a second option of just actually getting in touch with us. So we have a very experienced sales operations team here at our facility who can support with any inquiries around this offering. Place your order and await rapid delivery of your DC Express products. So what this means at the end of this workflow, if it's just product parts or components, we can offer, which we think is world leading, a 2 working day ex-factory lead time for these products, which we think is unprecedented. If we look at the configured to order option, where we're actually doing some processing of the system, some fitting of breakers and some testing, we can offer a lead time of only 2 to 3 weeks ex-factory, which again we think is pretty amazing in this current climate. So Oscar, if you just click once, we've got another option on this slide. So we have also what we call sort of our premium program, which is where we can configure to order other products or more complex configurations, or even as far as engineering to order a very specialist system for a particular application. So this is where we would get customers approaching us for very customized designs. So we've done some systems recently to support hydrogen gas generation, and very bespoke, very specialized solutions, and really offers our customer a lot of value by providing that completely customized option. So that requires quite a bit of interaction between our customers and our team here. So that workflow means we receive the inquiry, we work through what the requirement is, we come up with what we call a design through a build sheet, and then the lead time and price is absolutely finalized once that design is complete. So that's the process lane for really customized product, and it's something we're very proud to be able to offer as well. Okay, next slide, please. So we've put together some materials, obviously to support this. Part of this program is delivering webinars like we are at the moment, but we also recognise people like to have something to read afterwards or to refer to just to check their facts. So we have a product guide on the left-hand side there. So it goes through and just explains what DC Express is. Also goes through the different products on offer with some technical information as well. And then some technical detail explaining how to configure the product, how it goes together, and what choices need to be made. A little bit like going to the car dealership and choosing your car. It's a very similar approach. We've also got an online platform. So again, it provides an overview of DC Express program. It includes links to resources such as the product guide and product brochures. And we've even got a form there you can see on the screen, which you can actually configure your product that you want to get some pricing back or some information back with some check boxes and radio buttons. Okay, next slide, please. So that's essentially the introduction to the DC Express program, a bit more information about our offering and who we are. My contact details are there, of course, but your primary contact is Oscar. And I think at this point I hand back to you, Oscar.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate your presentation of the DC Express program. In these times, I'm hearing of anywhere between 14 and 18 weeks for lead time of very similar products. So we would encourage those of you who are interested to contact us, as we can certainly beat the time frames that we're seeing today. We're working with a couple of customers who are interested in those abbreviated time frames that we have. So again, thank you, Richard, for your presentation. Every month, the webinar will last between 30 and 35 minutes. We don't intend to keep anyone very long with these webinars. So again, we appreciate your attendance. And if you have any questions, certainly reach out to me. via the phone or email. So thank you all for attending, and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to be part of it.
You bet. Thanks, Richard.